This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. And if you're watching this video on another platform, thank you for taking out the time. In today's video, we're going to talk about making money. We're going to talk about how you can take your product and service to the next level. But I'm going to talk about it in a way that you may not be thinking of. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I've been able to do it by number one, going through a thought process on what the customer could potentially be thinking. But first, let me tell you something. Let me give you a quick lesson about self. There is no business that is going to work. There is no business that's going to work, mark my words, if you don't work on yourself first. If you don't work on yourself. Because if you don't work on yourself, you're not going to believe that it can work, because people are going to try to hold you down. They're going to put their thoughts about what you're trying to do into your mind. So you have to work on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Now, let me tell you, let me give you some examples of how belief is built. First, you have to know what your goal is and what you want to achieve. You don't have to know exactly how it's going to happen, but you got to have some sort of goal, like you're working towards something. And then the next way, the easiest way to work on yourself is to be motivated, is to teach yourself how to motivate yourself. When I was in the military, we used to be running and they'd be like left, right, left. When we were marching, left, right, left. We didn't do that just to do it. We did that because it was motivating us while we were doing it. Look at a football game. When they huddle up and then they clap when they get out of there. They don't just clap for no reason. This is like a motivational piece. This is like, we're ready. When you wake up in the morning, you need to be ready. If you're going to be in business, you better wake up in the morning ready. And if you're not waking up in the morning ready, then you better pay attention to this right here. First, you better pay attention to this and start waking up ready. You need to start clapping when you get out of bed. You need to get out of bed. Don't crawl out of bed. Pop up out of bed. I pop up out of bed. I get out of bed. Get yourself ready. Get into the office, or if you're working in your home office, take it serious. Don't just be like a robot and just, do it like easy. About a month ago, Ronnie Coleman, the bodybuilder, you could look him up. Ronnie Coleman, he was Mr. Universe, won all titles for years after years. And Arnold Schwarzenegger won titles, and all of those guys. One of the things that they said is that when I lifted weights to get to something. Other people were just going through the motions. Like you look at them and you'll be like, well, they all really look the same. They're just big and muscle and all of that. And then you'll look at the ones who won the championships, and there's just like this little difference. That little difference is they are taking it more serious than other people. When I make these videos, I take it serious. These videos motivate me, because I'll sit there, I can watch my video, and I know that what I'm telling you to do, I'll sit there and I'm not lying to myself, and I'm not lying to you, because when I wake up in the morning, I'm motivating myself. Even if I don't feel good, even if I feel sick, I'm still motivating myself, because regardless, you're going to have to live, and you might as well live it to the best. Regardless, even if you feel sick. Even if things are not going the way that you want it to go, you should still figure out ways to motivate yourself and make it the best day possible. It doesn't have to be a perfect day, and you don't have to be perfect. Don't let anybody fool you about that. So work on yourself first. If you have yourself complete as possible to where you're strong, then you're able to move forward into the next steps. Now, obviously, there's other things that you need to pay attention to with your business. but I want to give you something that can just help you today. This information moving forward will help you today. You can evaluate what's going on with your business today, and you'll be able to know if you're failing on it, and then you can work backwards. Have you ever heard about back engineering? So that's where you see what's going on or what was built, and you back engineer and say, okay, this is how they got there. Like they did that, 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 they did that. That's what you should do if your business is not where it needs to be. If your business is where it needs to be and you want to try to take it to the next level, you should still do that, because it's probably just where you just need to get to more people. I need more people to see my opportunity, my business, because that'll allow it to grow if your business is working right. If your business is not working right, this here, you need to think about this right now. So what you sell is that's your product or service, whatever that is, that's what you sell. And I don't care what anybody says. I've even had attorneys say to me, I don't sell nothing, I offer a service. I'm like, you are selling. When you run a commercial and you say that we get $1 million settlements for our clients, do you think that they're coming to you because you have a nice haircut and a nice suit on? No, they're coming to you because you're selling them that you can help them potentially get $1 million settlement. That's why they're coming to you. They're not coming to you because you make the best commercial and all of that stuff. They're coming to you because you said in your commercial that you can potentially help them get $1 million settlements. That's why they came to you. So don't try to just you sugarcoat it and that's beneath me. I don't care. Everybody sells. The restaurant sells. The auto repair band sells. The cell phone company sells. I sell. Every business sells, even if a hospital sells people on getting services from them. Everybody sells. So get that out of your mind. That's part of understanding self, because you might be getting up in the morning and you're like, I got to go out and sell people, and you don't feel good about selling people. Well, you better start feeling good about selling people, because when you sell people what they should have, because your service or your product is useful, you're not selling them, you're benefiting them. So now that gets to this right here. The experience of the buyer. When you sell, you're not selling them the product or the service, so to speak. You're selling them. The reason why they buy is because they want that experience. If you're an attorney and you get them a settlement and you give them a check for $300,000 on the settlement, do you think that they're thinking about you, or they're thinking about the $300,000 check? So that means that they're thinking about the experience that they're going to get. The experience. So if you're having problems with your product or service right now, then you are not focusing enough on the experience that the person gets when they deal with you. And if you don't feel comfortable about the experience that they're supposed to get when they deal with you, then you have a problem with the product or service that you sell. Then you start to back engineer and you work on solving the problem to make you feel good, to make that offer to your clients. You work on yourself. You work on yourself and you work on your product or service to make you feel comfortable. See, most people don't want to sell something because they don't feel comfortable about what they're selling to the person, what the experience in the end. I'll take the example of an attorney. If you are an attorney and you say that I'm a top-notch attorney and I can get people these big settlements, and you are not really doing it, do you think that you're going to wake up every morning feeling comfortable to even do that? Do you think that you will wake up every morning feel comfortable to do that if you don't do it? So what I tell people to do, and what you should do, is that you need to figure out how to wake up every morning to feel confident to tell people that. And the way to do that is to work on getting people that result. People get stuck. They think that they have to get that result and then become that person. No, you have to become that person, and that way you will do everything to get your customer that result. That's what I do for my businesses every day. I'm going to do this to get them that result. If it don't work, I'm going to do something else, or I'm going to add to it, or I'm going to tweak it. And this is the way that you feel good. When you wake up in the morning, you'll be like me, where you wake up and you're like, I got to wake up and get to the office because I need to make that tweak because I have this idea and I know it's going to work. And maybe it works a little bit, whatever, but I'm working towards this to get that experience to the buyer. I just went through this for a service that I have that took me literally, I would say I've been working on it for 5 years. And then all of a sudden, from doing it one way, another way, I have the solution like fully. And I put it out into the market and people are signing up left and right for that service. It's a business service. So you can do that, but you got to get yourself in that right mindset. I would have never been able to do it if I would have been waking up in the morning, oh, woe is me, losing money, it's not working, nobody wants to work with us. You can't have that mindset. I knew that I would come up with something that would work. And you're the same way. You have it within you. You have the power within you to be able to do it. Now, the next thing is trust in your company. So, if you have attorney A, B, C, D, E, F, G, auto repair A, B, C, D, E, F, G, electric company A, B, C, D, E, F, G, advertising companies like mine, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How in the hell do people make a decision? The way that you think they make a decision and the way I used to think they made a decision was by you just saying in words, oh, we're the trusted. We do this, we do that, we do this. We got 5-star reviews. We got this over here. We got that. We got this big office. All people don't care as much about that as you think, because really what they're focused on is here. So how do you get people to trust your company more than other companies? What way would you believe that you get companies to trust your companies more than another company? Even a company that has more money and resources than you, how do you get them, the clients, potential customers, to trust you more than the other company? The way that anyone gets anyone on a business level, on a friendship level, to trust them is by repeatedly talking to them or contacting them. What does your business have in place to communicate with people who potentially wanted to do business with you, but they were not ready to do business with you at that point in time because of whatever reason? Because of whatever reason in their own mind, they didn't do business with you. So what did you do with them? Did you throw them away? If your relative or your friend was not ready to talk to you on the phone today because of whatever reason or situation or whatever was going on with them, would you stop communicating with them? If your friend or family member was not able to talk to you on the phone, visit you, or whatever it was, did not communicate with you when you were ready, would you cut them off? Of course not. So why are you cutting off potential people who could be your customers in the future just because they didn't give you their hard-earned money right now? Why would you cut off potential customers who did not or who was not ready to do business with you for whatever their reason, because they didn't buy from you right now. This is what businesses do. This is what businesses do. With one of my companies, one of my businesses, the main goal that I had was to make a business that can make money when I was sleeping. When I was asleep. Imagine where you get money when you're asleep. That means that if I'm sleeping, I'm earning money. I'm beating myself when I'm working during work hours, but I'm also beating everyone else who doesn't make money while they're asleep. Just imagine if you can make 50%, let's not go that high. If you can make 10% per day of your income, if it's business or whatever it is, by when you're asleep. When you are asleep. And I don't care what business you're in, even if you have a service that you have to provide, you could still set this up, that system up for you. That's what technology and automation is here for. You could still set up that circumstance to where you came in the morning and you would be like, these people are ready to do business with us. And in essence, you made money while you were asleep. When everybody else, they open up their doors, and then that's when they made money. Your money was sitting there ready to come into you because you had something in place. There's different applications that are available that will help you build the trust with your potential clients and also with your clients. So the way to build trust with anybody is to constantly communicate with them, because when you communicate with somebody, they know, like, and trust you. And if they don't like you, then they move away from you. But most of the people, when you communicate with them with what they came to you for in that initial communications, they will still be interested unless they decide to choose someone else. But at some point, what I've learned is that at some point, when they are ready to be your customer, they trust you because you stayed in contact with them when they were not ready to give you their money. When they were not ready to give you their money. Think about that. Steve kept communicating with me even though I did not pay him any money for his services. Steve told me this. Steve told me that. Steve told me to watch out for this. Steve educated me about that. Steve educated me more about this. I'm ready to buy. Who comes to my mind? Steve. That's what I experienced when I put that in place for my business, and you can do that. The third thing that you got to do, though, that you got to keep in mind, very important. I'm not going to be someone who's going to tell you not to have this in mind when you put together your business or moving forward with your business, because you could have a business where you're not making money really. You're just I call it rinsing money, where there's like, our profit is very small. So you need to understand, if having these things in place, the money that you make needs to be way more. See, I focus on this. You need to make way more. You got rent, or if you got an office building, you got to pay your employees, you got to pay taxes, you got to pay for supplies, you got to pay for electric, water, gas, all for your office. And then you get to your house, you got to pay for groceries, your mortgage or your rent, your car payment, your credit card bills, all that stuff. You need to make way more money. If you are not making way more money, you cannot even give people more experiences. They can't even think about benefiting from what you had to offer. That's why there's some products out there you'd be like, that was an excellent idea, but they didn't price it to where they would be able to give people the experience. Because no matter how good of a service or how good of a product you offer, if you don't make enough money to support yourself, to support the business, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Do the numbers yourself. And then when you do that, if you cannot make enough money to be able to give people the good experiences, then the trustworthiness of your company is going to go down. People are not going to trust you because you're not even going to have enough money to fulfill things when you start to do stuff. So all of this stuff will collapse on you. So I'm actually doing you a favor right now with this video by just telling you these simple things. If you back engineer it and you say, okay, I need to price my service or my product to make enough money, because what I want to do is I want to feel good every morning that I go in and present my information to people, and when they buy it, I want to make sure they get that experience, and I want to make sure that they trust our company by the messages that we send out, but also when they start to use our product or service, because nobody is going to know anything about what you do, or they're not going to have the experience of it until they utilize it. So this is a huge thing. So this is a huge thing. And this is all, if you back engineer it, it goes right here to self. If you were to back engineer all of this, it starts with you. It starts with you. All right. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, please subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. And until next time, this is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money